So today we're going to talk about pulling bullets out of cartridges. So sometimes when making ammunition, you end up messing up and need to pull the bullet out of a cartridge. Now there may be a number of reasons for doing that. Maybe you messed up on it, maybe you put the wrong type of bullet on it, maybe you put the wrong powder charge in there. It can vary. Well, you can use a bullet puller to take it apart. Now, a bullet puller will let you salvage the brass and the primer. You can possibly salvage the bullet on there, depending on if it was damaged any by crimping or by taking it apart. You can salvage the powder, but, and this is important, you only want to reuse that powder if you are absolutely sure you know what it is. Like if you made it just a couple minutes ago and know you messed up and you know exactly what's in there, then you can take it apart. If you don't know what it is, then you don't want to guess. You want to just discard that powder, go stick it out in your garden, spread it out over a ways. It's good fertilizer. So you have two different styles of bullet pullers. You've got the kinetic style here, which is basically a hammer that you can put it in that will cause it to come apart. And you have the type that can go inside of your press like a loading die that will take it apart. Let's take a look at both of these and see how they work. Okay, this one has a collet that the bullet will sit in. You then have this that will tighten over it. And then you just smack it a bunch of times till it goes. I'm going to take a 38-40 round here. We'll loosen this up a bit. You can see right into there. What we do is just take this and push that in there till that's nice and pushed in. Then we just tighten it down good. And it should tighten in and hold it in there. Then you just got to smack it a bunch of times. Try to get a piece of wood to smack it on instead of your desk here. Let's see how this goes. All right, see, that's 3 good whacks there, and you can see the bullet and the powder down in there. So that came right out of it there. So we can take that. This can pull out just like so. As you can see, we now have a cartridge with no powder in it. And we have that right there and the powder. And I see that this mystery bullet here came out looking just like that. And I don't know how many of those you could do before you would get sick and tired of doing it that way. But it didn't take all that many whacks. Loosen up a bit. Let's give this another good go here. We'll see how this goes here. Yeah, once again, right at 3 whacks there to get that 38-40 unseated. And once again, we'll pull that out right there. We have a nice empty case with the primer still in it. And the bullet coming out just like that. Don't know if these didn't have any lube on it or if the lube just stayed in there. It's a little unusual. All right, now next type will be the type that we do here in the press. Now the die here actually comes in with a couple of different pieces. You have the main body and this, which is just threaded like so there. Then you have these collets that you have to buy. The collets will be caliber specific, or kind of close to caliber specific. They don't have to be exact. You just have a range that it needs to fit into. So put that in there. You will need a proper shell holder to go with it. Now the shell holder, you're going to want to turn it to where towards kind of front and left, that the case can't slide out because of the direction that you have to tighten up on this thing. I'm going to put that into there, and then while we hold down on that, we start tightening. Just keep pressure on it there as we tighten that down. You'll want to get that good and tight. Needs to be very tight or it won't come out. All right, then once you're sure you've got it good and tight, you can do that right there, and it comes right out like that. Once again, we got our powder. And just another empty thing there. This is the one downside to this turret style here, is that it wants to turn while you're doing this. So the turret style ones, the turret style presses are not the best options for this. Sometimes you gotta grab onto that. Okay, now break that a little bit and then we'll do that, and there's the bullet right there. Now the bullet does have some marks here on the head there where it was grabbed that the ones that came out of the kinetic style won't have. So it depends on how many you're taking apart. If you're just taking one bullet apart, if you're just taking one apart, the kinetic one is probably going to be a lot easier to deal with. If you're doing multiples, then you may want to go with the press style one here. But in any case, that is a couple of ways that you can take bullets apart. So if you found this video useful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and a like. You can go down into the comment section and leave any thoughts you have down there. And if you're interested, you can also subscribe to my channel and click the little bell notification to make sure that you catch all the videos that I post so you don't miss anything. I'm Jeremy with Poindexter G, and we'll see you next time.